I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review. And this is another paid request, this time from Brawl at Stipe. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, doesn't just have to be reviews, but if they are, that's more than fine. It could be re-reviews as well. But it could be topics, reactions, out of blueness, randomness, pretty much anything. And I'll get to it as soon as I can. You can send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for a film called The Reaping from 2007. And this is just a very muddled, at times confusing when it shouldn't be, CGI heavy mess. And it's sad because you got some talent and you have the kernel of an interesting idea. Because you got Hilary Swank off of her award-worthy movies of $1 Million Baby and oh god, what was the film she won the Boys Don't Cry film she won the Oscar for? Boys Don't Cry. And I like Hilary Swank. I mean, she's the next Karate Kid. Idris Elba. Yes, Idris Elba's in this as her friend. They investigate miracles. They're scientists. They see these supposedly religious miracles, but finds the scientific rationalization behind them. They get hired by this guy because, hey, our town down south, there's a river of blood, or it looks like blood. Can you investigate? They investigate it, and they realize it's the start of the 10 biblical plagues. And then you see each of these plagues play out. Dead frogs from the sky, flies, locusts, things of that nature. You have Stephen Ray as a priest who used to be friends with Hilary Swank because in her past she was a missionary. Her husband and daughter went with her, and a very tragic backstory where while they were trying to help them, the locals thought that they caused the drought, so they murdered her daughter and husband. And so, great, now we've made sense as to why she has a lack of faith. If that happened to me or anybody else, I think it's very understandable to why they would have a lack of faith. Okay, not a bad backstory. Stephen Hopkins is your director. Stephen Hopkins, this guy who did Predator 2, one of my all-time favorite movies. Judgment Night, a very, very underrated film with Emilio Estevez and Cuba Gooding Jr. I really like Judgment Night. The Ghost in the Darkness is okay. And this is sadly one of the last films he did. He did this film, then he did another film maybe 5 or so years ago, and then hasn't directed much since. But I feel like this kind of helped kill his career. Because again, from 2007 to now, he's only done one other film. And it's a film that must have gone very... I didn't even recognize the film. Never even heard of it before. I don't think many have. And I don't remember the title. But yeah, this went in the theaters. Hilary Swank was off for, again, Million Dollar Baby, like these Oscar-winning movies. But then the same year, she did a film called Freedom Riders, and she did this, and they were both bombs. I think that really helped kill her career a bit. And this is just, at times, silly, again, confusing, and, man, riddled with CGI. And that hurt it as well. Because we get to the whole finale where CGI fireballs from the sky and CGI everywhere. It's a CGI orgasm of brimstone and fire. I go... If this movie was ever trying to be scary, it failed. If it was ever trying to be creepy, it failed. And it ends with like the sequel bait ending. I don't know if they thought they would only get a sequel, or what the fuck, or it was just one of those twist shock endings that, again, I go, well, wait a minute, but what about the idea? A bit confusing as well. But that's what I mean. I like the idea. Just how many religious films have we seen, and it's about a possession, or this kid is possessed by the devil, or this person is possessed by the spirit. Again, a possession movie. How many times have we seen that ad nauseum? You know, how many times have we seen a religious film? I keep going back to possession because it's used so many times. Or a haunted house movie. But there's not a lot of films dealing with the 10 biblical plagues, whether as an action or horror style situation. That could be potential, if not scary, but potentially fun. At the very least, fun, entertaining. Like End of Days. I fucking love End of Days. Is End of Days scary? No, I was never scared with End of Days. But it's a fucking fun film with Arnold Schwarzenegger talking to the devil. You want to fuck with me? You're a fucking choir boy compared to me, a choir boy. He fakes out the devil and like, fuck you, and throws the devil out the fucking window. He shoots the devil with a fucking grenade launcher and blows him up. Yeah, End of Days tits ass. I don't care what anyone says. It tits fucking ass. He shoots the devil in the face with a grenade launcher. A+ movie for me. Just that alone. Or at the very least an A. Come on now. You shot me. That hurt? Stop being a pussy. See, End of Days, no, it's not scary, but it's fun. So if this is not scary, at least be fun, but it's not. It takes itself very seriously. I would say too seriously. But I'm not saying it needs to be a comedy ever. The few bits of levity is maybe Idris Elba, who at times reacts like we would react. And I like Hilary Swank, but part of me wishes Idris Elba was the lead. And that's the thing, like, the beginning of the film I don't mind. It's where the movie goes, where it tries to have all these different twists. Oh, you think it's this, but it's really this. And you think it's this, but it's really this. I don't know. You're overcomplicating it. I think that's one of the biggest drawbacks. It tries to overcomplicate its story. No, there's the 10 biblical plagues. A woman and her friend tries to scientifically look at it. They realize it's not. And then they are there as witnesses. They're there as witnesses, or they're there to save this little girl as part of God's plan. Because if your family didn't die, then you wouldn't be there. And if you weren't there, you and your friend would not help save this girl. And then don't have so much CGI. Try to do it with models. Try to do it with... It'd be harder. But you know what? The effort is worth it. And this is me, I don't mind the idea of someone who goes to investigate miracles, like goes to Chile. This priest's been dead for 40 years, but his body's in pristine shape. Oh, you realize it's because it's toxic waste. And I know the movie kind of wants us to go, well, oh my gosh, he's debunking these miracles. That's bad. But no, it's for a good cause. By debunking this miracle, she helped save lives because they would have died by this toxin that they thought was a fucking miracle. That's a good thing. So maybe have a movie where both have merit. See, that would be more of a challenge, but would be more rewarding. Have a movie that both science and God, they both have their place. So she uses science to help save this girl while also helping God. Science and God mixed together, not just one's bad and one's good, or one doesn't exist. One have both can exist too. You can have both. Let the movie have both, and don't overcomplicate the shit. And the first half of the film, like I said, they go to the town and they see the river of blood. They're drilling for food. They want to have dinner. A bunch of flies and maggots appear on it. They're in a vehicle, and at one point they're attacked by fucking, I guess, a bull. Does you see like horns go through, and the cattle's dying, pestilence. William Ragsdale, Charlie Brewster from Fright Night, the original Fright Night 1 and 2, he's in this. I'm like, is that who the fuck I think it is? Holy shit, that's William Ragsdale. I mean, the star of the original Fright Night. You're so cool, Brewster. He plays the sheriff. Sally doesn't have a lot to do, but I'm like, oh wow. See, in my film, change the second half, have more practical effects, or model work, or some type of other effects. And have it be where William Ragsdale teams up with Hilary Swank and Idris Elba. William Ragsdale, he was ignorant of this town. He wanted to think the better of his townsfolk, but decides to help them. And they save this girl, and boom. The pivotal plays are littered on this town because it is cultists and Satanists. And the movie, that's it. But again, it's like the director, one point, Stephen Hopkins, he tries to be too flashy. Like, I like flashy stuff to a point. This is like when he gets these hallucinations that Hilary Swank starts having, and just at times this rapid editing, and it's to be discombobulated at times with that. And there are times that there's unintentional laughter. Like, I don't know why when Stephen Ray looks at a shadow of a statue, and then in CGI it turns into birds. The shadow of the statue turns into a bunch of birds. I laughed because it was so obvious CGI that it just, oh, I'm sure I'm the only one that laughed at that. So you have a backstory that makes you feel, and Hilary Swank, I like Hilary Swank. She doesn't give the best performance in this. I would say this is a lesser performance. I don't know if it was because the way she was directed by Stephen Hopkins, or, I mean, I don't think she's bad. If I'm being fair and take a few steps back, it's just, maybe it's the dialogue she was given to say. I mean, I like Hilary Swank. I could say I like her in the movie, but just something not 100% concrete with her performance, and I can't put my finger on it. Again, maybe because some of the dialogue she's given to say, or just the bullshit she has to witness, like a bunch of CGI, thousands of locusts overcoming people, or stuff of that nature. And this is what I'm talking about with the confusion. It says muddled, is confusing. At first we're led to the spoilers. At first we're led to believe that, oh, this girl is evil. She's causing this stuff. We need your help. There's a prophecy of an evil from the second born, and also a prophecy of an angel saving us. We think you're the angel and this girl is the evil child. Like the evil seed. Then supposedly, no, the little girl is the angel, and these cultists want to create these evil cultists or Satanists. They've been murdering kids because something about only the firstborn can live, the secondborn we kill, because somehow that will lead to, somehow by killing the secondborn, they will not be diluted in their lineage. So when a secondborn does happen, it's the demon child, but they want a demon child, and that is the secondborn. But if they keep killing the secondborn, aren't they killing what they want in the first place? Like, they want this demon child, but then they want this demon child because it's going to be the secondborn, but they keep killing the secondborn. Or are they like, are you the demon child? You're not? Okay, kill you. We'll wait until the next second demon child, I guess. But I'm like, even if you, let's say you fuck again, technically that would not be your second child. You still have had a child before. So does that mean you don't fuck anymore, or you just wait till your children becomes adults and they fuck? So okay, now this little girl's an angel, and the bad guys want Hilary Swank to kill her because we can't kill her because we try to kill her and she heals herself. But if you, I'm like, but she's not a believer. You're not a believer. She's not a believer. Are you a pepper? He a pepper? She a pepper too? But I guess now she is a believer. I'm like, well, technically you're a believer too, but I guess because you killed people, you can't do it. But you think Hilary Swank can kill her, so then you kill Idris Elba, which I don't think you need to do. The black guy dies. No, but you didn't need to kill Idris Elba. You didn't need to kill him off. I did not like that. I liked his character. I liked some of the dialogue isn't memorable that he says, but I liked his acting. I liked his natural confusion of the situation, like I am. But then she's shown the truth. So I guess this girl is an angel. I guess this is the 10 biblical plagues coming down upon us to kill these Satanists. So I'm like, okay. But earlier we had Stephen Ray warn her that Satan will use the biblical plagues. How did he put it? Satan is protecting the girl and using God's weapons. And Stephen Ray is a priest, and he seems pretty fucking sure about it. And there must be some merit to what he said, because he gets burned to death. Because, okay, something burned him to death. So that means it wanted him to stop. That means what he was saying is true. So he says the Satan's protecting the girl and using God's weapons. But if that's the case, why is Satan using God's weapons to destroy these Satanists if they work for him too? These are cult Satanists that like Satan. They cannot harm the girl. So why is Satan even doing anything? Why do you even need Hilary Swank there to begin with? If Satan is the one leading her to here, oh, it's because, never mind, it led her there to get fucked, so after everything's done, she is now pregnant, and the girl goes, oh, we need to take care of him too, because she's pregnant. So she has the demon seed. Because she had a daughter who died, this is her second born, that's the demon seed. So I guess that's why Satan did that in the first place. To lead Hilary Swank here to get fucked, boned up, and then, okay, you've succeeded. Why don't you tell your Satanists to capture her, have her fucking put into a jail cell? Satan is pretty stupid. Satan is pretty stupid in this movie. Okay, I've had one of my cultists bone you up, pump a baby in you, cream in your uterus. I've won. So if that's the case, so this girl is working for Satan, is being, how Stephen Ray said it, being used by, controlled by Satan. Well, the Satanists worked for them. So why does the Satanist go, send a fucking email, send a fucking letter, hey, we won. Capture this bitch. There's like 100 of you, did some tranquilizer darts. We won. We got what we wanted. So why did Satanist kill his own cult members? And now Hilary Swank is by herself with this little girl. And can't Hilary Swank just go to an abortion clinic? Till she realizes it. Can you not go to an abortion clinic? Or if she goes to an abortion clinic, will the baby become the It's Alive baby and jump out? Will it be a Kung Fu baby? Like Kung Pao, Enter the Fist? What the fuck? And where is God then? And why did they make this big point of, oh yes, it is an angel. And yes, Hilary Swank is about faith. And faith, like she's so faithful. But apparently it was bullshit because and there are people who review this film who said, oh yeah, that girl's an angel and God did this. But no, I mean, if that's the case, why would God allow a fucking demon seed to be in her stomach and go like, let me guide you to an abortion clinic, and then I'll guide you to a McDonald's. You can eat and be happy. Look at the M. M for miracle. McDonald's is the miracle of science and junk food. That's what I mean. It's confusing. It should not be this confusing. So is the girl an angel or a demon? If she's an angel, why would she be happy that... If she was an angel, why would she be happy that Hilary Swank has a demon seed in her? Wouldn't she be upset? If she's working for Satan, why is God not doing anything? Why did they... I mean, I guess they went on this whole, yeah, God has a purpose, and Hilary Swank is saying faith. This is all bullshit, because Satan was the ultimate troll. You thought it was God? Gotcha, bitch. I gotcha, bitch. It was me all along, Austin. It was me all along, Austin. It was me all along. Is Satan, there you go, Satan is Vince McMahon. It was me, Austin. It was me, Hilary Swank. It was me all along. It should not be this confusing and muddled. You try to overcomplicate it. You put a hat on a hat. You put a gimmick on a gimmick. You had the seasoning, you tried to overdose it, now you fucked up the whole recipe. 10 biblical plagues, woman's backstory, Hilary Swank's backstory, with Idris Elba. You have it there. And then, okay, they're going to try to save this town, then they realize, you don't even need the little girl. You don't even need the little girl. Just have it be, number one, don't use so much fucking CGI because it looks goofy and silly, and this is 2007 CGI. So it doesn't hold up. I don't know if you could say it held up then. It definitely doesn't hold up now, the CGI, especially when the whole brimstone ending. It looks cheap video game effects. Use more practical. Use real fire, like real... I know it's tougher, but you know what? It's more appreciative. It's not easy making movies. It's not going to be easy. You did this with Predator 2, Stephen Hopkins. You did it with Predator 2. It's not like you haven't done this before. Even Elm Street 5, you use practical effects. It's not... And that's one of the Elm Street films I don't like. I still rather watch that than this. Sad to say. Even that has practical effect. Look at the motorcycle scene in Elm Street 5 alone. The Elm Street 5 motorcycle bit, I like that bit. I don't like Elm Street 5 the movie, because I have problems with the story and such, and more so. But that effect with the guy and the motorcycle blending together, that's a cool effect. You worked with special effects. You worked with action in Predator 2, which is a badass movie. Combine the two for this. Stephen Hopkins, combine the two with this. And just have the plot be simple. Keep the backstory of Hilary Swank. Keep her friendship with Idris Elba. Keep those two actors. Keep the idea that they brought in River of Blood. They investigate. They go through the plagues. We're going to save this town. oh, we realize this town has killed people and murdered children. You don't even need a little girl in there. Or if you do, give her Ellen Ripley moment. At least special edition Aliens, where she lost a daughter, she saves a daughter, so she regains a new daughter. If you want to go that route, okay. Take a page from Ellen Ripley, no problem. You and Idris Elba have him fight some of these cultists, punch the shit out of them, knock them the fuck out. Say he was a scientist. Before that, he was a fucking amateur boxer. There you go. I could buy Idris Elba as an amateur boxer. I'm not just a nerdy scientist, and he punches the shit out of some of these cultists. William Ragsdale, he realizes what's going on, or he regains his humanity, or make him the lead bad guy. There you go. Do the opposite. Make him the lead bad guy. That'd be interesting. William Ragsdale playing that role. Do the opposite. There you go. Hilary Swank and Idris Elba versus William Ragsdale. They fight Charlie Brewster. Do that. They're trying to kill the girl. God has sent these two to save the girl. There you go. There's signs to get to where they need to go. Like God's guiding them to this one place. While they're fighting off the cultists and shooting and whatever. They're hiding in this place. What's going to happen? Okay, you're there. That's the safest place in town. He comes in, demolishes the whole rest of the fucking town. And you can do that with effects. Look at Volcano, Tom Lee Jones. People laugh, why you say that? You look at the scene in Volcano when it starts happening and you have all these fireballs coming down and hitting buildings and they're blowing up, or hitting buildings and catching them on fire. That's the brimstone that should have been in this movie. Just that one scene in Volcano, you watch that, that's how this should have played out. And it would have worked a lot better. And that was made 10 years before this film. 10 years before. And this had like a $45 million budget. It wasn't cheap. It's not like a $10-50 million budget or less. So yeah, it's an interesting idea. Good actors. Usually a decent director, but this is just, it got too muddled. Got too confusing, too much CGI, tried to do too much with a story that it fucked it up. And then you have an ending, you go, okay, she got the demon seed, she realizes it. Is she not going to get an abortion? Did she not find an abortion clinic? Get a wire hanger? I don't know. Does that not work with demon babies? I don't know. I've never known a demon baby. Why don't you try that out? That'll be the sequel. The Reaping of the Abortion Clinic. I don't know. So with that said, entry is an idea that they fucked up. And, Stephen Hopkins, he's the director, he's the master, well, not the master, he's the guy behind the wheel. And he crashed off the cliff. And sadly, I would say this is... Well, I say this is his worst film. It might be the worst film of his. Because of how the second half just bundles it. And... yeah, because I'd rather watch Ghost in the Darkness. I love Predator 2. Elm Street 5 I don't like, but I'd rather watch that than this. I really would. But that's sad. So... with that said, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.